Gauranga, 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 Hare Krishna, everybody. Welcome.
OGE Beats.
Here we are. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. All right, let's chant a little japa together here.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare, Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare, Krishna
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna
Rama Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
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 Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare 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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare 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 Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare
Rama
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare
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 Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare 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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
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 Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Rama, Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Rama, Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Rama
Rama,
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 Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama
Hare,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Krishna Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Chaitanya, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Chaitanya,
Rama,
Krishna Krishna,
Rama
Nityananda,
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare,
Nityananda,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Chaitanya, Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Nityananda,
Krishna
Nityananda,
Krishna
Shri
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Chaitanya,
Rama Hare Rama Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Nityananda,
Rama Rama
Nityananda,
Rama
Shri
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Rama Hare
Chaitanya,
Rama 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 Hare Hare
Shri
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Rama Rama,
Chaitanya, Shri
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri
Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama Hare Rama
Chaitanya,
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Chaitanya,
Rama Hare Rama
Nityananda,
Rama Rama Hare
Nityananda,
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Nityananda,
Krishna,
Krishna
Nityananda,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Nityananda,
Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Nityananda,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Nityananda,
Hare
Shri
Hare Rama
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Chaitanya,
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Baba,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Baba,
Hare Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare Hare Hare
Rama,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Om
Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare
Om
Rama Hare Rama
Om
Rama Rama Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Om
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Shri
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Chaitanya,
Krishna Hare
Shri
Krishna
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 Chaitanya,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Chaitanya,
Rama
Shri
Hare Rama
Krishna
Rama
Chaitanya,
Rama
Shri
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna
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 Chaitanya,
Krishna Hare
Chaitanya,
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Shri
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama
Shri
Rama
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Shri
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Om
Hare
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 Namo
Rama, Hare
Bhagavate
Rama,
Hare
Vasudevaya.
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Om Namo
Krishna
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Om Namo
Vasudevaya.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Yes. Do I have that here? Let's see. Let's see. Srila. Here we go. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Om
Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Yes. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, continuing on. Text number. We'll do the purport of number 1. I'll read number 1 and we'll do the purport again. It's so good. The Supreme Lord said, "My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most secret wisdom." The key word here is most. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Key word is most. Most secret wisdom. Okay? So, I mean, who wouldn't want the most secret wisdom, huh? That's what we get in this Hare Krishna movement, man. It's so secret that most of the devotees don't understand it. And they have the books. Isn't that amazing? See, you have to be non-envious, and you have to be a devotee of a real representative of the Lord to get it. Everybody mute their mics.
Sorry.
Yeah, and you have to be a devotee, and practically that's why you see those who claim to be my direct devotees are not my devotees. Those who are the devotees of my non-devotees, they're not really devotees yet. You know, they're like practicing, playing doctor, that kind of thing. They also, it's like going directly. Same. It's not Still, you're just practicing going to a devotee. But those who are the devotees of my devotees, the disciples of my real devotees, the well-wishers of my real devotees, see? They're my real devotees. See, proof is you become a devotee. See, you show the world that you are the verse. You could see River, Lalita Ganga, Shamagori. They know Krishna, and they're getting to know Krishna more and more and more. Forever. What's so funny, Tom? Mute your mouth.
Oh, it's still on. Sorry.
Yeah. See, this philosophy works because it's a formula to get a specific result. See, to become devotees of the Lord. What do you think the Lord comes here? He wants everybody to begin. You think it's only if you're an envious person, you don't want people to become devotees. Even in religion, they don't want you to become a devotee. You think the Pope wants you to become a devotee? Do you think many of these gurus want you to become a devotee? Well, you'll surpass them if you do. That's why even the people in our Sangha have surpassed 1,000 of these gurus. Because you're real devotees. You've got the result of the verses. That's your degree, man. That's your thing on the wall. Otherwise, you're off the wall, man. You're on the wall. You don't stick, man. You're not the right kind of spaghetti. We throw our devotees on the wall, see if they stick to Krishna. Ours are sticking. Isn't that great? Man, we have proof. Proof is the verses. Do they come true? What do you think promise keeper means? What do you get? The God and the devotees keep their promises. Man, the verses show you. Those are the devotees of my devotees are my real devotees. Well, you can see all that here and nowhere else that I've seen. So Gabriel, you show me where you're seeing that. I know it's somewhere in the clouds there. Or anybody else thinking like that. What do you think, too? Well, just show me where you can see devotees of the devotees that are devotees of Krishna, and they chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, the kind of ecstasy of many of these devotees in the Sangha. Show me, please. I implore you. I beg you. Please, please, please. What's that song there, Amy? Please, please. Chubby Checker, was that the guy or somebody else? He definitely likes eating unborn. Who is that? If you don't reply in 3 seconds, yeah, we'll go away. Who cares? Who the heck needs you, man? Who needs? Well, I could use hecklers. They're good, but they can't see. You got to come on Facebook and heckle me. They can't see where you are. Only the ones up here. Look at this guy. Do you ever want to be in the Fortnite Chapter 3 Battle Pass? Anyway, time waster. Yeah. See, all these little secrets. That's why I come here every day. I learn something new every day. It's great. Devotee of devotee. I thought I knew that one. How come every day I kind of, I realize it more. It's more juicy. It becomes more delectable. Do you notice that, Shamagori, too? These same things that are said again and again just become more tasty, more realized. Yeah. See, the bottom line is, man, if you come into the Hare Krishna movement, you should be coming to a philosophy that works, that gets the desired result, right? You come here, it says, yeah, my real devotees are devotees of my real devotees. Yeah, are you if you're a prema bhakta, then you're a devotee of the Lord. If you got prema, at least bhav, then we can call you a devotee of the Lord. And prema is the next stage, man. Where are we? Here. See? Knowing which you shall be relieved. relieved of all the miseries of material existence. Just by hearing from a devotee, even if you don't make it to the level of prema, you're relieved of miseries. Do you notice that? People here, they may not be prema bhaktas, but they feel good. They feel relieved from their minds, beating the shit out of them every day. Thinking about my mind, and you're in your mind, you wonder, miserable, man. You come here and you listen to this. I just give you Krishna's mind. It's the secret here. Just give people Krishna's mind. It's the only pure thing in the world. It's right there in the scriptures. You can't see it until you get purified, because you only see a speculation. You see what you are. See, that's why we got to get purified here. Otherwise, you reflect what you are in the world, in the scriptures. You're a speculator. That's what you push out in your mouth. Speculations. And you wonder why he's still suffering. Why you got a big long face. Well, he's speculating still. See? So the more you're purified of this, then you see what's in the scriptures. You taste it. You relish it. Right there, Lalita. You taste it. You relish it. And then you put it out to others as it is and relish it more. See? That's the science of Krishna consciousness in a nutshell. See? That's why the Lord came here, was to taste the name, the pastimes, and the qualities. See? And to remind others about this and experience that happiness by doing that, relishing that. Yeah. Oh, boy, what a... you got me, bro. Oh, good. Toodles, doodles, toodles. Boy, this guy's really talks a lot. Let the kids out in the basement. Yeah. Oh, you just stick around, make your comments. Okay, so purport. As a devotee hears more and more about the Supreme Lord, he becomes enlightened. Okay? That should be the question. Are you these verses, man? Is that your understanding? Are you becoming more and more enlightened by hearing the philosophy, or are you just kind of staying where you are and just coming to another day of obligation? You come another day of obligation to chant your rounds, another day obligation to go to Bhagavatam class and fall asleep. You ever see those guys? Nobody falls asleep here, man. We poke you. We make sure we poke you. I don't even have to see you. I'm poking people in the unseen. They're getting poked. Oh, he's talking about Gabriel, right? Oh, he's talking about, you're awake, right? Yeah. See, more and more enlightened. This should be your experience. Are you becoming more and more enlightened about Krishna? Well, only if you got real Bhakti Lata Bij will this be. Because that's a symptom of being ever fresh, because you have real devotion. Therefore, you like Krishna, and Krishna is his word. He gives his word, right? See, isn't that nice? You need the word of Krishna, not the word of liars, cheaters, and hypocrites. That's not Krishna's word, the liars and cheaters and hypocrites, the religionists, the popes, and even these gurus who are not really gurus. Not that. It's not Krishna's word. I'm sorry, it's not his word. I want to hear Krishna's word. Krishna keeps his word. His devotees keep his word, his real word. That's why it's so enlivening, powerful, liberating. It's only Krishna's real word that does it. See, those who have the real mercy of Lord Caitanya, even if they're a fool, like Gauraridas, even if they're a foolish child like Gauraridas, they can reveal the pastimes of Krishna this is very important, in the vision, real sight of the revealed scriptures. That's why you should check my work, check my words. If you're going to check my words, you got to check their words. Are they speaking in the vision of the revealed scriptures? Did I read you what Radhanath did? Was it in the vision of the revealed? You see it anywhere in the scriptures. Well, maybe the Buddhist scriptures. You can find it there. And I saw the Buddhist scriptures. Be mindful. It's like that. It doesn't say be mindful of Krishna. It says just be mindfulness. So I could check it in those scriptures, but I'm not interested in those scriptures, nor should any Vaishnava be, especially if you take the name Guru Dev. What are we doing, Vaishnavism or Buddhism? Vaishnavism or New Ageism? Hey, purebhakti.com without purebhakti.coming. It's time. This has got to stop. We shouldn't be standing for imitationists. We shouldn't be supporting imitationists. Well, we even got the cocks crowing in the middle of the daytime here now. See? Corey, what are you waking us up? We were sleeping there. See? You're not supposed to be crowing this time of the day. They should be asleep. They wait because I get up earlier than the crows and the cocks. Yeah, I love this. He becomes more enlightened. See? The key word is a devotee. As a devotee hears, are you a devotee yet? Do you have real devotion? What is it so hard to know what is a devotee, man? Devotee, what, you have devotion? Yeah, I love Krishna. Yeah, well, you have the symptoms of a devotee. Do you have proof in that you're a devotee, that Krishna is living in your temple? And I mean your body, not out there. Don't give me proof that he's in the deity, the big, 17-foot tall, Panchatattva there. No, I want to see that Panchatattva in you. Otherwise, I'm going to punch you. We'll give you a Panchatattva. Don't give me any Panchatattva out there. I want to see otherwise I'll give you a Panchatattva. We're going to punch you, man. Yeah, let me see a 17-foot deity inside you. I can see that. Can't we? We can see that in Lita. You got a 17-foot deity in there, right? Tall. Look at Johann, big deity, large, extra large, double X, triple X. See? You become more and more, so you got to become a devotee. What's the fastest way to become a devotee, Lalita?
I need to find my mic.
I woke her out of trance. I broke her out of a trance. She's in trance.
Connect yourself. Just connect yourself to the true vine. Sila Gauraridas and drink.
Yeah, I just loved it. I mean, God, it's so self-evident. Just like Lord Caitanya, he said the scriptures are self-evident. Sarvabhauma, you speculator. We got so many Sarvabhaumas before they were converted. We got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of Sarvabhaumas in Vaishnavism, speculators. They don't hear the self-evident scriptures. Hey, man, we prove that when these verses are enforced, that Prabhupada says, when a devotee hears, see, if you're a real devotee, you become more and more enlightened. How do we know? Every class is better than the other one. That's how you know. Can you prove that, anybody, or is everything is just much the same as the last class? Because you're not a devotee yet. You don't have the devotional potency. People don't know the importance of the devotional potency. They think you can be a devotee in Vaishnavism without the Holy Spirit of Bhakti Devi. Oh, why, Lord, don't they understand? How can they have Krishna without Radha's devotion, the love of God? How? Why, Lord? Please make them understand. Preach more, Gaura Haridas. Otherwise, how are they? I'm just sitting there watching. I'm just in their hearts, man, watching the show. You know, what can I do, man? There's air, fire, water, earth. From my communication with them, you got to go out there, man. You're the rotor-rooter. You go out there and get your little thing there and clear out the drains. So there's a nice flow, you know, like, right, Lolita? So there's a flow there going, man, you know, so they can, you know, be like that.
Yeah. Get the big hole in my head. It's over.
It just kind of comes down now, you know. She's cleared out, man. Roto-Rooters did a job, man. See? Fernando speaks. Hi, GH and the devotees. Hare Krishna. That's a great verse, huh? Those purports are verses, man. As a devotee hears more and more about Krishna, becomes more and more enlightened. And that's two ways. One, you become lighter. You're enlightened, your burdens are taken off. See, and enlightened, you become more light, more conclusiveness, more clear, more logical, more ecstatic. See, more enlightened. Both ways. You haven't found the right path if you're not experiencing that. You know, being lighter from all your burdens, all that ignorance you accepted as truth, following teachers and gurus who have not realized Krishna. Shame on you. If you come to Vaishnavism, you should have a bona fide spiritual master, but they're very rare nowadays. Very rare to find a real devotee with real devotion. Therefore, they just talk about it now at best. They just take the name. Yeah, we're devotees of Krishna. Yeah, you got devotion. Oh, no, we don't talk about that. Yeah, we have the name devotee. We have the name purebhakti.com. Yeah, do you have the Pure Bhakti? No, we never actually thought about it. We just take the name. That should be enough for you, isn't it? Just comply. Just obey. Authority. Well, what makes you an authority? Well, my checklist, for God's sake. Don't you see my Bhakti Shastra degree? Don't you see the GBC came in there and stamped me, Guru Dave, your deliverer? Don't you see that? I wasn't looking for that. That's not the standard that I know. Standard is devotion with the symptoms of devotion. And communicating that devotion to others, making sadhus, because for God's sake, there's so few sadhus, they can't even recognize a real guru. We had to make them here. I couldn't find anybody. Everybody said, go Hari, what are you, Sahaja? Go Hari. They still do gurus and all the followers. What's the difference? Blind leaders and blind followers. They all have the same realization, blindness. So we had to create our own sadhus. The Shastras are already there. Guru is there. All we were neglecting to get this show on the road were the sadhus. That's the big lesson I got from Prabhupada. That's why it had his, come on, make some friggin' sadhus. Haven't you been around enough? No, let me go check Narayan around for, even after that. I said, well, I'm not finished. I want to check Narayan. I want Radhakunda. Let's see.
Make some friends, man.
Check it out. And they say, oh man, come on, just make the friggin' sadhus and get the show on the road. Let's get them out of this material universe. So then we're on okay, now the show's on the road. We're doing it, man. You know, whoever will come here, and if you just come here, I'll convince you. You show me. You show yourself that you heard anything like this, any preaching like this. Any clarity like this, any emboldenedness like this, fearlessness like this, confront all levels of illusion, Maya to its core. That's the kind of protect, that's we have a high standard of bona fide guru. We have a high standard of bona fide disciple, for God's sake. My disciples have high levels of ecstasy. You wish you can have a guru as good as some of my disciples. They're better than 1,000 Acharya Devs. I'm not exaggerating. Bring them here. Let's do the test. Come on, man. Don't be afraid. I know, just come here. We'll have a nice, I'll change. I'll be nice. You see, you'd be surprised when these poor things, I handle them more delicately because they might break, I don't want them to break. They have some use, they gotta school the neophytes out there, Hey, the neophytes, they don't care, speculation or not, as long as they have the dress, man. Or an orange t-shirt. It's like, hey, as long as they're dressed for success, then they're fine. That's neophyte. See? For the more advanced devotees, if you're ready, you got to, again, be dressed for success. But what kind of dress do you have? You got to have those other old clothes taken in the new dress, the dress of ecstatic devotion, man. Uncommon Krishna conscious revelation and realization. Clear. Not even Christian level. More. Why? Because we're in Lord Chaitanya's line. Takes more purification. Yeah, that's why you Christians, if you want, you're going to have to kind of, learn some new things. It's so fantastic when you feel your love is growing and you dive inside of that. Yeah. And the knowledge flows automatically. Yeah. That's why you see the Lord came to awaken devotion and show its importance, the value of devotion. That's why I take on the words. This is not just we're just going to read the word and assume that everybody's a devotee. No, if you're a devotee means pure devotion in its ultimate sense, not in a Vaidhi sense. Oh, he's a devotee. He follows the rules and regulations. Well, he might have a little glimmer or something, but a real devotee is the standard Lord Caitanya brought, Nityananda brought, that we're bringing. The standard is the tears, man, the laughter, the symptoms of true love for God. Yeah, this is devotee now. Isn't this a deeper level of understanding? Isn't this a more clear understanding? Can you see how if you just listen to this, you're brought closer to the real path, not the fake one. The fake one is just in name only, without the energy of devotion, without the person that is a devotee. That could be guru, but they're not really. So they're guru, but not guru. Real spiritual master in the Gaudiya Vaishnava sense is, you have a authentic, genuine, deep, transcendental relationship with Radha and Krishna. You're part of that family. That's been forgotten. They said no more. Yeah, I know why it's been forgotten. It's such a friggin' high standard. Even those who had it couldn't preach this. Because people want to just imitate. Even Prabhupada's disciples and Bhaktisiddhanta's, most became leaders. They wanted the position. They didn't want this bhakti. They didn't, because what, to get this bhakti, you got to get purified. You got to go through. They don't want to take off their clothes. They want to keep their clothes and be guru. You come here, no, we take your clothes off and you become guru. Right there, Shamaguri? We disrobe you. Come here, you be ready to be disrobed. If you think you're intelligent, we're going to take that clothing off. You think you're a Brahmin, we'll take that clothing off too. You're sannyasi, we'll take that off. You're Guru Dev, we'll take that off also. and make you a real. Don't worry, we'll give you back your clothes, just like Krishna. They prayed. Maybe you out there in ISKCON, I know there's somebody out there like those gopis. You really want Krishna, and you're praying to Krishna. This message is for you. You come here, and you'll get the same experience that they got. They came to Krishna, and he took their clothes. He stole them, and any way he can get their clothes, and then handed them back the real clothing of the real devotees, devotion and the symptoms and all of that. And they came before the Lord without that external dress. So there was real closeness. That's what you're going to get here. So I know there's some people out there that are praying to Krishna like those gopis were praying, please, we want to marry you. Well, that means you got to be very close. And the real priest is here. We're making many priests and priestesses here. Yeah, and their own example is their authority. It's called self-effulgence. You look at Lalita, you say, yeah, she's a devotee. Do you need to see a paper? Do you see anybody need to make her say, yeah, the only thing you have just to make people aware that Lalita has bhakti and Johan has bhakti. And that's what it's all about, is bhakti. River's got bhakti, you could see. Don't tell me any little fault you see. The main thing is Krishna chose them to live inside and wake up. If that's good enough for, if they're good enough for Krishna, that's good enough. Well, who am I to make a stink over some imperfections that is in our mind? It's only in the mind, you know. The Lord's looking for the heart. He knows who's sincere. He wants to give himself prematurely. He shouldn't be giving himself, right? He shouldn't be giving himself to us, right? The Vedas teach us he shouldn't be giving. First deserve, then desire, right? That's the teaching in the Old Testament and in the Old Testament Vaishnavism, right? First deserve, then desire. But no, we teach a new teaching like Jesus taught. First desire the association of real devotees and the real Krishna. Okay? And then you'll get the undeserved mercy that we got. Krishna is just thinking, wow, you just come into the association of my devotees. You believe my real devotees, because there are a lot of non-devotees speaking, a lot of non-devotee heads of religion, and they're speaking, and people are not getting. But you are one of the few people who come and hear from where God's transcendental potency is really working, and working big time to deliver anybody who comes. And you developing faith that the Lord is really working through a particular person. That's why you get this undeserved mercy. Simply because you believe in the undeserved mercy being preached here, in the mercy of the Panchatattva. They don't believe it. Narayan Maharaj didn't believe it. That's why he taught many lifetimes, didn't he? ISKCON gurus don't believe it. That's why they teach you rules and regulations and everything. They don't have the power to give it. I preach the undeserved mercy given by Lord Caitanya, unconditional mercy. Just by being, you want causeless mercy, you got to be where the rain is. Where's the rain of causeless mercy? Right here in Lord Caitanya's amazing grace deluge. That's what I say, just stay under the cloud and get the undeserved mercy, the unconditional mercy. Just get spontaneously purified of all your bullshit that you've been carrying around. That's why I'm here. If any bullshit is left, the Lord takes care of it. Where people don't know the glories of Lord Caitanya. They think they're going to be delivered by their big fat chanting. I did some big fat rounds today, you know. Ooh, big, my bag. You see some of the people with big bead bags with big beads in there. You see, I do big chanting here with these big beads. Or big rounds. Yeah, I did some big rounds today. Yeah, how big are they? Oh, I did 1 lakh. Big lakhs. Yeah. How much ecstatic prema did you? Oh, prema! Are you kidding? That my Guru Dev said many lifetimes before prema, but I did the big deity trip. You know, the big deities, the big chanting, the big this, the big false ego, the big sannyas, the big sticks. That's what we do. But big bhakti? Oh, many lifetimes for that. Now, am I kind of hitting the nail on the head here? Big bhakti, what it's all about. Where is it? Where are the symptoms of it, man? Hey, we're gonna force the people to become more enlightened. Force them to drink the truth. Whether they ask for it or not. Doesn't matter, man. Gabriel, that's all right. You're welcome, Gabriel. Just keep coming here. Stay under the cloud, the deluge, and you'll see what I say is true. If you go outside of the circle, there's no different than Lakshman drawing that circle and saying, Sita is bhakti. Stay protected in this circle. I say that you're budding bhakti, you guys. Don't think you're so great and you can go just anywhere and everywhere. Stay in the circle of influence, of the bhakti influence. Maya doesn't touch us here in that way. She helps us. She protects the circle. Any of these bozos come there, she's like our bouncer. And she bounces them right out of here, man. That's right. You got to be a carpenter. Yeah, you got to be banging nails. That's another thing. Rotor job and you're banging nails. See? They nailed Jesus to the cross and we're here. We're doing the opposite. We're nailing Maya to the cross. Maya and you and everybody else. I remember when Lilita was coming out into this stage, she says, I'm getting crucified. She felt it. Remember that or did you forget about the crucifixion? Yeah, you're crucified, man. Spiritual death. Well, it's not spiritual death, material death, you know. In spirit, it's more of the celestial, that energy, the astral stuff and all that. So you can get in spirit. Once you're in spirit, man, now you're in the zone, man. It's what's all is spirit, man. Live in spirit. I mean, that's where the life is, you know, that's where the freedom is. See, conclusive truth is spirit. What did Jesus say? My words are spirit. Why? Because they're conclusive. They liberate. The words of real devotee. You come here, we'll make you one of those. We'll make you a real guru, man, where your words will liberate people. Even if they resist them. The messages of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are full of potencies. And these potencies can be realized if topics regarding the Supreme Godhead are discussed amongst devotees. See, real devotees. That's why there's no, I was in ISKCON for so many years. We never really had any real discussions. It was all some puffed up person giving a class. Or humbly puffed up, which people can't tell the difference, you know. And then afterward, very puffed up in a very humble way. Like Devananda Pandit was very humbly puffed up. Or like, you know who, I don't have to mention the names here. It's too real. But you know what I mean. Go look at the most humble pie persons that are gurus. And then you'll know what I'm talking about. See, when it's this, there's a discussion amongst real devotees who are purified. That's why we bring people up to the devotional platform and we have fantastic discussions. These discussions are so great that the blind gurus can't understand them, or the blind followers. So unless they come in and ready to do, get their clothes, gently taken off or ripped off or stolen, whatever way we can do it. And then they can't know. David, see, we're getting people coming back more regularly. So you need to hear some of these. It's like you come here, man, it's like getting a bucket of cold water thrown on you. Oh, he actually said this. Oh, how can he do that? But it's interesting. So after a while, you think, hey, man, where am I going to get this kind of preaching? You got to hear preaching that is too true. It's so true and as it is that it makes you tremble. So, and these potencies can be realized if topics regarding the Supreme Godhead are discussed amongst devotees. See, Srimad Bhagavatam is greatly pleasing to hear in a society of devotees. This is the essence. That's why we have to make devotees. They have to become purified. And then we have our discussions are great. They become better and better, and then everybody participates too in this and sharing. Yeah, give us a word, Tom. Let's hear what you got to say. See, we have surprise tests.
Okay. You said I was laughing, and I felt I was laughing because my false ego was waiting that my name should be mentioned. So, but I saw my false ego, so I had to laugh about the false
That's
ego.
Good. Yeah.
And yeah, this laughing continued, but because you had a sequence of names a second time, so he came again. The false ego came again, and it's so obvious. It was funny.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. There's progress. I comment on what I see. So I see like the devotees at different kind of stages and stuff. And so I like to give real praise where praise is to be, like when a person's really surrendered. So everybody's at different stages. See? And so when a person is really actualizing the philosophy, they're becoming it, they're like really clear. Yeah, I'm a devotee, man. Yeah, Gohari is my guru, man. And they're not ashamed to stand up and say it before the world. So, I mean, are you at that stage there, Tom?
I'm progressing.
You're progressing. Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes I need some time to do the next step.
Yeah, and that's honest. That's good. But that's the Lord likes to glorify his devotees who have, they're at the devotional stage, especially. So that'll happen automatically. And this is what do you call the one, like you want that praise yourself. That's the false ego, false idea that's looking for that. See, otherwise you'd be like me. When you see devotion in somebody, you'll praise it because that's the happiness of the Lord. And, I just want the happiness of the Lord. I want literally his happiness makes me happy. And he likes to praise his devotees. That's why it's a little bit, most people have some false ego and it brings that up. Lord used to do that too. He would praise certain devotees, sometimes newcomers, because they had real deep devotion. Like Rupa was a new man. He would praise them and he'd be looking and seeing, he could see, everybody at whatever stage. So David says, yeah, I'm just here to get my $20 back. You want to get your $20 worth. Yeah, I don't blame you. I needs it. I always carry an extra 20 to get bums and beggars out of my face. So now my car broke and the repair bill is big. Well, I don't know. That's why, I have people's cars are breaking, and Sachi just had an accident. You know what my answer is? Get rid of the friggin' car. I don't have a car. I have a friggin' bicycle, man. It's great. Even Krishna got rid of the car of Lalita's in an accident, and she still to this date doesn't have it. Isn't it better to just get on a train? There's no insurance, less problems, mechanics.
Finished. I said, thank you, Krishna.
Yeah.
I saw my car
I
getting
am so
crumpled, and
happy
I said,
without
"Thank
this.
you."
There's more responsibility and all that stuff. And you say, well, I'm living in the middle of nowhere. Then, well, live in the middle of somewhere or something. I don't know. I live, I have great transportation. Move to Mexico. People can move to Mexico. You can get pretty easily anything. Like you can get these, what they call residence permits. There's very easy to do. All you have to do is all you have to do is overstay. This is amazing, actually. Listen to this. To get a residence permit, all you have to do is overstay your visa, which you get automatically. Stay here. They give you 6 months automatically. You overstay that, and as far as I know, and maybe it's changed, but I don't think so. One lady just got her residency that way by the lawyer told her, oh, you have to they have a special program if you overstay your visa. Completely legal and everything. That's how amazing it is here. So, you have problems, get rid of it, come to Mexico, overstay your visa and become a resident where you can live. And if you get a pension or something, look at me, I don't even have, I just, if I get a donation, I can live. If not, I'll be on the street. So now that's winging it. You're lucky I had some foresight. I put some cash in a Bitcoin. I know where that's going. I'm 30 miles in the woods. Yeah, I know. Well, they have these bicycles where you can drive more than 30, get a couple of batteries. Yeah. But anyway, there's alternatives. Yeah. I think I'm going to Mexico. Yeah, I mean, it's the best place I can think for the most practical for, if you don't have a lot of money and, if you can work online. Basically, you got to work online. You got to learn how to work online. If you can do that, you got to learn. I mean, there's all these opportunities if people go for it, I had a Kundalini awakening at 19, and this Mexican guy in New Orleans. They like the Grateful Dead down there. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, people situate, it'll work out somehow or other, But I'm telling you, if you come here for just for money or anything, I'm telling everybody, watch out for people who just come here for money. I don't care how, what your situation is. You can go to the welfare or something, but we've done enough of that. I've had enough people. The people come and they want to, ask Lolita, man, poor lady, in so many ways. So don't try to fly that here. Anybody. Come here for bhakti. I don't care. You'll get by. Krishna will take care of you in some way. But we've had so many, that come here and they end up trying to jerk everybody's heartstrings and all that stuff to get money. Yeah, I know who you are. Yeah. But don't be the one that gives, I've seen also people, they give something, some money or something, and then well, now you owe me, man. Don't do that relationship with Guru and Krishna. That's not good. That's materialistic. I've seen that a number of times here. If you give to Guru and Krishna, hey man, it's a gift. A gift is a gift, not a business deal. Well, you give to me. That is automatic. You give here unlimitedly. You get a relationship with Krishna. That is unlimited blessing, man. Can you imagine having a friend that keeps you free from the cycle of birth and death? Can you imagine a free who frees you from the cycle? That's my friend, man. That's the gift here. You give here, whatever it is, your energy, your time, your money, and all that, that's forthcoming for you. And you may get it in this life if you really dedicate it. Yeah. And if you just want money back or something, well, my Lord will do that. He'll, even, in due course. Okay, back to the Shastras. If topics regarding the Supreme Personality of Godhead are discussed amongst go-go. Okay, this cannot be achieved by the association of mental speculators, academic scholars, for it is realized knowledge. Oh man, that is so good. You can't be you can't relish these topics if you're a speculator. You may get the energy, but you cannot discuss these topics and relish these topics if there's mental speculation. That's why the purification here is so, you could say it's severe. If you want to come to the point of relish, because otherwise you'll just be in the rays, in the Brahman, and you'll speculate and you can't take full advantage. See? This realizing Krishna in truth cannot be done by speculating. You have to really attentively hear. You got to be an example of attentive hearing. You got to be like Maharaj Parikshit was. Who's an example? Lalita's like that. She relishes it. River's like that. Listens. See, you got to be the book, man. You got to teach by your example. And then you teach by your example what not to do. Like Tom, Hare Krishna, and listening to this. See that? Thank you for your example there, Tom. You see, I can use some of that. Multitasking stuff or like that. Okay, sometimes you might have to do it, but if you make that a habit, no. Me too, laugh out loud. You too, what? See, it is realized knowledge. See, when you hear from a real devotee who's speaking to you, it's real. Eyes. Devotional eye. Knowledge. That's why attentive hearing, it's all you need. It's automatically purifying. Automatically you come to the attentive chanting stage. What else? Why do you need speculation? All you have to do is hear real eyes knowledge, and only a real devotee can give that to you. They realized it through the bhakti. They're Bhagavad Gita 10:10 personified. And you, by following this process, become Bhagavad Gita 10:10 personified too. Now that's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, right? If you can't do it, you don't do it, you don't get this result. That simple. You will not come to the point of having these juicy discussions that we have. Even you might be here at the discussion and you're washing dishes and thinking about this and that and all these other things. And think, well, I just went to Sadhu Sangha, I put my dues in. Well, that's like going and chanting your 16 rounds and thinking about the weather and other things and your father and your mothers and your money and this and that and all these other things. No monotasking. doesn't divide your attention. Yeah, one task, this task. See, mental speculators and academic scholars. See, they don't like this. See, Acharya Dev doesn't like this. He won't come here because they like the mind. They like the mind and the speculating and all that. This is not attractive to just take one word and one name and explain it and clarify it. To the point where people actually get purified. Yeah, it's not attractive. Speculation is an attraction. Did you know it's all about attraction? If the devotees who are constantly engaged in the Supreme Lord's service, yeah, and so constant, I like to use the word, constantly engaged means consistently engaged, regularly engaged. I mean, I can't, like all the time attentively. I can't do it. I'm just not built. But I can come here and be attentive. I can come here regularly and be attentive. Like, yeah, it's like I come here. It's like a rendezvous with Krishna. Hey, Krishna, I'm rendezvousing here. And the Lord, I know what he's saying. He's saying, good, thank you. For this time, we can be together. That's all the Lord. He'll make up the difference. None of us have the austerities that you have to do, to have a body where you can, some from austerity people do, they can have a fixed, like a yogi, fixed meditation like Dhruva Maharaj. I can't do that. It's just not built, but I can come here and work on it. This does not fit into their business model. Yeah. Yeah, so, if you're new or you're coming here now regularly, I may piss you off. You may really, I may goad you a little bit. So just stick it out and you'll see it'll all work out. I may be a little unfair at times and not recognize your glories. Ooh. How come he doesn't recognize my glories? Lucky for you, I'm not recognizing your glories. The Lord understands the mentality and sincerity of a particular living entity who is engaged in Krishna consciousness and gives him the intelligence to understand the science of Krishna in the association of devotees. See, sincerity doesn't mean perfection. Doesn't mean there's a lot of much more perfect devotees according to like rules, regulation than us. But he knows the sincerity in the heart of the devotee. If he sees we sincerely want this mercy, you're listening here to these words, to these truths, see, to these promises, and it gives you inspiration and hope. See, the Lord sees your sincerity, and just for that, you can attain all perfection. Whereas these other people, they're depending on how good they are, how perfect they are, how perfect the rules they follow are. And they don't get what you guys, the Lord looks at your heart and says, oh, you have faith that you can attain everything in association of myself and my devotee. Because when I'm with the real devotee, I'm actually with Krishna, because Krishna's here helping his devotees or whoever's surrounding him too. And entering into them. Whereas he's not entering. Look at those persons. They're doing more rules, more regulations, and they don't have, most of the ones I've seen don't have the symptoms that the Lord's entered into them, like you manifest, right? If you have the Lord inside you, You'll have the raging ecstasy of the Lord. You'll laugh like the Lord. That's the Lord, man. He's chosen you. You're a chosen one. Because you've chosen his devotees. He knows that. Otherwise, that's why he manifested in river. And, a lot of people say, I don't want to be around. Look, she's like got this and that. But he knows her heart. He knows that she's chosen him and his devotee. And he doesn't wait for her to be perfect or anybody else here. If you really chosen his, he'll show that he's with them, chosen them. See, they got the reciprocation. Isn't that amazing mercy of Lord Caitanya and his devotees? Isn't that amazing power that they have to manifest such potency? Unbelievable. That's why I say, if people really knew, tell them, Tom, don't tell them, what's really going on here. How powerful it is, how potent it is. To give what Narayan Raj could not do or did not want to do. Or what, I don't know what it was. Maybe he just didn't want to. I don't know. We'll never know because he's finished his mission here, which was to give lots of rules and some talk about Radhe and some sannyasi sticks. I mean, make some sannyasis and gurus, Well, so we won't know about this, but you can see already, man. When I leave this planet, you can say, after at least my disciples can say, hey, man, while he was here, there was real bhakti here. We got it. Is there any other guru to this date that can say, hey, while Radhanath was here, pure devotion was here? Can they say that? I'm just thinking out loud. There are symptoms that devotees were getting pure devotion. That's what we can say about Lord Caitanya and Nityananda. While they were here, real devotion was manifesting. You can say that here in this Sangha while it's here. Well, why not just say it now while we're here? Because maybe some people will, knock on wood, get it. Why wait for me to go and then say, while Gauri was here, there's real bhakti here. Let's say it while we're here, right? Hey, while we're here, you can see real bhakti here and nowhere else that I've seen. Maybe in that girl on the farm there, Gabriel, I don't know. But that's about it, man. It doesn't seem to be spreading anywhere. Here it spreads like a virus, man. Like the new pandemic they got going on. They got a new pandemic happening. Ramping it up, man. I see it on the new mainstream news. Oh, they're already going for it, man. Get ready for the lockdowns, man. Are you ready for the lockdowns? Ready for the masks, Just make sure you leave your nose exposed, And just if they say, you put it over there, yeah, put it up. And then when they're not looking, take it down again. Do not comply. And if they say, get another one of those, Yeah, you didn't hear yesterday, who. I told you that lady, she got 2 of them. And now it's not the same anymore. And I heard this before. They get weaker. They're weaker and they have to sleep more. I heard this. They have to sleep more. And if you say, well, that's not my experience. Okay, well, it's their experience. And there's a lot of other people having reports of that and worse. So don't be so. I know you don't like me saying it. Aside from all that, what I heard, it's cool to not have a big congregation of smarts, Brahmins, or being a big institution in India for the Gaudiya Vaishnava, because this wouldn't work any different than it is now. I'm just trying to speak practically. Oh, yeah. It might not. Yeah, that's why it is what it is, But it could work, actually, because as people get purified, people kind of Yeah, they actually had many, when it got going with Lord Caitanya and Nityananda and their followers, many people got this bhakti. They started to get swept up in it. So why not? Anything can happen. Hey man, it's a miracle. We got 18 people getting swept up into this, you know. Yeah. So Lord Krishna, in order to encourage Arjuna to higher and higher elevation in his potent service, described in the 9th chapter matters more confidential than any he had already discussed. See, and you know, we're taking Bhagavad Gita, which is, you consider that's the basic thing, but we relate it to the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. And then it shines, man, because all those principles applied to accepting Lord Chaitanya and his devotees and hearing their confidential truths. Oh man, very powerful. Right? So, River, give us a word. Give us a word here.
I don't know what to say. You have been my savior. You have been my fortress. You have been my shelter. You have been my greatest well-wisher. You've done the most for me than anybody else has ever done. I've never changed, grown so much and changed as being here with you. And that's going through some real hardcore chastisement, you know, as well. And that's pushed me through, because you need a shake up sometimes, you know, because you're clinging onto something, and you're clinging onto some old way, and you need to let it go. And I've known you've been doing it for my benefit. But when the false ego is just high, when it's in front, you know, it gets really annoyed. It gets it gets slapped around quite a lot. But here now, it does. And here now, we have a distance. There's a distance of the false ego getting slapped around. I don't have to, most of the time, have to get involved in it, really. But you can see now that the false ego is getting purified, you know, but it's like it's over there, you know, and it's really nice to be in that place. It's a peaceful place. It's a really place of growing, being able to grow, actually. And it's a place of hearing, because it's clearing. Purification is clearing, and you can hear clearer, and it's deeper. And yes, you know, the verses, they so now ring true in my heart so deeply, much more than before. And it's because you've pushed this purification. You've pushed it. And without that, you know, what's the point of hearing? You know, hearing the truth of Krishna, hearing this absolute truth has brought about this purification to move everything out the way, you know, and have a clear road. And you've given me that. I'm not going to say too much. It's just usually my bodily troubles. But the great thing now, Maharaj, is more than ever before, whatever bodily troubles I have, my bhakti doesn't go. You know, it's still there. You know, I was just in a lot of pain, and I couldn't even laugh because pain was just so much. But it's amazing how it's just gone. It's at that. And living with Krishna now, and all the things that I've been through recently with you here, I would never have got through it without your support, without your guidance. It's like being part of a family. The false ego doesn't let you feel like that. It doesn't let you be. It doesn't want you to be part of this family, because it wants to be God. You know, it wants to have that dark control, actually. And here, when it's away, and you feel in that place, and I so want to be there more. Well, I am much more than before. And thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you to the devotees. And please forgive my offenses. You know, they were all part of getting closer to Krishna.
Yeah. It's
getting
all part of it.
moving this. Yeah, I wouldn't have done it for any other reason. I'd be like everybody else, just hiding them, keeping them down, just hiding them. This has cleared up a space by showing them, and it's cleared up a space that's is really wonderful, really, really great. Thank
Well,
you.
I'll tell you, you disciples are showing how amazing you are by going through this. I mean, this takes, for what you guys have went through, it's amazing, because that's why the Lord's reciprocating, because you really sincerely want him, and he's given himself to you. It's just amazing. That's what I'm amazed, it's myself. You represent the verses of a real disciples, of being like the disciples are. They just really they appreciate a real guru. They go through the purification, and the result, the Lord is, he's not an ingrate. He gives you what he doesn't give just anybody. He gives you what he actually holds back from many people trying to attain him. Yeah, because you've come this way and this kind of sincerity and into this Sangha here, and he gives you what he hides back. Krishnadas Kaviraj says, this bhakti that you got and are getting, not only you, but others here, is what Krishna usually hides, and what he still hides unless you come the right way. He's hiding from these gurus and the teachers and ISKCONs, and they don't know about this. And unless they come the way he's ordained and authorized. Can you imagine people getting the Holy Spirit without Jesus? Jesus was chosen to give the Holy Spirit. You couldn't get it through Moses. You couldn't get it through anybody. It came through Jesus. And then it came through his real followers. There's no difference here. This comes through here. It came through Lord Caitanya. See, you see the symptoms. That's what I'm teaching. I'm here to teach. You see those symptoms in Lord Caitanya and Nityananda and their real followers. You see it in the book. That has to be where, that's why I say, show us, man, show us where this kind of bhakti that we see was over there 550 years ago is here now. Otherwise it's bullshit, man. Or this path is not being taught again. See, therefore, it's not about like, well, somewhere it must be. Well, it's here. It's being preached. It's authorized. So you might as well just say, well, this is where it is, and this is where I'm going. Because it doesn't, with this thinking that it might exist somewhere, what good is that? And I tell you, come forward if it exists. Come on, you don't hear us on Facebook? What? You don't come across these videos? Somebody come in, we're, shouting out there in the wilderness of the material universe. Hey, is there any other real bhakti, any other real associates of Lord Caitanya who are associated with his level of bhakti, that kind of devotion? So far, no. It's a no-show. Just like they used to teach, no show. It's a no-show there. So the only show I see is here. Replying to Eric, maybe you got sleep. Oh, what is this? Okay. Yeah, okay. Does anybody else want to say something? Lalita, go for it.
Yeah, just one thing. Because Yamuna was talking about this purification, and I don't know if Gabriel saw my answer on what he wrote at the end of class of this afternoon, and I responded on that because here in the Sangha we have a guru who cleans us out, and that's what's lacking with people who are ecstatic, people who have prem, who have some tears or something. But this Bhaktilada Beach cannot grow if they don't listen to the word, to the holy word, if they don't go through it. And that's, yeah. that's happening here
Yeah.
and not there. So I wonder how they are growing, how their devotion will really grow, because I also know that it's really growing here. And
Well, that's why it's a longer path to get this result. And even you can just get that Bhagavad Gita verse where it says, if you can't worship basically like we're worshiping with loving ecstasy, spontaneous devotion, then follow the rules and regulations to develop a desire. And the desire is developed as you can't get this that we have by the rules and regulations alone. It'll just bring you to the level of desire if it fructifies to that. And then you'll realize, oh Lord, I've been doing all these things and rules and fastings and everything. I still haven't attained you. See, and then the Lord, out of mercy, will, when you're ready to be open to listening. See, it's all about being open to listening, really. Then He'll give you this association. But that's the biggest thing why people can't get this is they're not ready to listen. They're not open to listening. They're good with their paths. See? So therefore they don't get this result because it's just by hearing. It starts with hearing, and ends with hearing and chanting and ecstasy. So it may take many lifetimes for people to come to that point. You see, like I met Christian yesterday and not really open to hearing yet. And also the other lady, not really, they got their path, they're not satiated with it. They don't see the value in this. The devotees, they don't see the value in this. This is the most valuable.
No.
This was what the Lord showed was the most valuable jewel, is this pure devotional love of God given by His devotees. Oh, you love me. You come and see me every year. I give you my transcendental body. That's what you're getting here, the transcendental body of the Lord. And all of ISKCON doesn't think that's any importance. Something else is important. No, this is like a laser beam. The only thing interesting to God, and that should be our interest. Devotion, pure love of Krishna. That's why He came. That's why we're here, to drive that point home. Nothing now, not other paths and all that stuff and other levels and, other preachings. No, the devotion, the real bhakti that comes through His real devotees. It's taught clearly in the path in His examples, simple examples. That's why I just say them again and again and again and try to make it clear. Because all you have to do is get the value of that. You hear repetitively these things. Yes, the Lord showed the path. He said, my devotees are the path. Like Jesus said, I'm the path. I'm the way, the path. My devotees are the path. You got to get that. You face them, you're facing the real path. How can you not hear if you're facing them attentively? How can you not get purified by facing the path, which is the devotee? The eternal form is that devotee. That's the sat portion of the Lord here in this world. See, and then the ananda, the chit, you get the chit. You see, sat, chit, and then ananda. The new revelation for you guys today, and myself too. See, so you notice it's sat, chit, ananda. I was wondering, it should be a sat, ananda. And then I realize today. Ooh, thanks for the jewel, my friend. See, sat, chit, you got to hear transcendental knowledge, and then we do ananda. But if you're unwilling to hear, right, no ananda, you stay vaidhi, you stay, you're listening to the speculating gurus. You stay hearing about being mindful of what? Who knows? It's not explained. All he had to do is put one little friggin' word, be mindful of Krishna, and it would have made it much better. Couldn't even do that because that's the Lord saying, come on, man. See, Sat Chit, you need to hear the real chit, the real conclusive truth. What is Guru Tattva, man? Who is the real Guru? Who has the power to purify me to the point of Ananda? Well, we got all that going here. We got many Anandis. We'll call you guys Anandis. River Yamuna Anandi. Lalita Ganga Anandi. Dr. Tom the Rays.
Nanda means bull, I think. Nanda is the name of the bull.
The bull, Nandi, yeah.
Nanda.
Well, it's called actually Nandi is the bull.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to become a bull, man. You got to become a pit bull like Shamaguri. Yeah. Okay, that's enough. All right, let's play. Let's play the song. We need to smooth it out a little bit here. I didn't play the song in the beginning anyway. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. It's been a very potent thing here.
He would go out at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name.
Good night,
Haribo.
it's not sleep.
Out in the mud, going the high.
I wish my everything good sleeping
He has come to taste and give right the sweetness of its spring.
a feeling
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Chaitanya.
I was alert. I feel
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Chaitanya. Mahaprabhu. All you have to do is stay to the sweet chanting Hari's name. Haribo. Every day the sun will rise, and every day the sun will set. Haribo. What's the value of your life if devotion you don't get? Haribo, Haribo. Take the name into your heart, take it with you when you part. Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Chaitanya